Okay, peace and prosperity to everybody. Thank you for joining me for another one of Tailored Therapy. Now, I am wishing all of you wellness, peace, abundance, and balance. I am here today. We're going to do a beautiful, I say beautiful, a breathing technique. I think it's really nice to ground ourselves and use it to help balance and help us to emotionally regulate ourselves or just regulate ourselves in general. Um, I really want us to think about just being in this moment right now, not having to worry and think and stress over anything, or if anything's going right in your life, anything's quite exciting, that's wonderful, and I love that. Bring it back to this this video. And this particular breathing technique, I've done it before, but I want to do it again. It's called Zazen, and it's from the practice Qigong. For those that don't know, Qigong is an ancient practice um, that looks at moving the Qi energy throughout your body. And it can do many different things, one of which is massage organs. It can just really ignite the life force within us. I'm bigging up the Chinese with this because they've had this practice for thousands of years. Um, I believe from my research that it originated in Africa, but I could be wrong with that, so please don't quote me. Now, either way, what we are going to be doing is that breathing technique, like I said, to regulate ourselves. So I will talk you through it, and then I'm going to do it as I talk through it. I want you to think about being in a place of relaxation. If you are busy, if you are occupied by something, maybe you can plug into it a little later on. It's great for just relaxation. It's great before you go to sleep as well. Having any type of devices away from your phone, from your room that you're sleeping in. That's a one quick point as well. Like, if you associate or if you have your electronic devices or TV in your bedroom, your mind is going to associate it with being alert, awake, in thought. But if you just have the bedroom for relaxation, sleep, and having spent time with your partner, then that will help anybody's sleeping routine. Okay? That being said, let's do it. So, I want you to take a natural breath in through your nostrils, and then when your lungs are maybe 95 to 98% full, I want you to hold your breath for a few seconds, and then I want you to let some air out, and then I want you to hold your breath, then let some more air out, hold your breath, let some air out, hold your breath, and let the rest of it out. You might find everybody has different size lungs, so you might find that you need more breaths to hold and then let out, or you need less. So it's up to you. So I'll talk you through it one more time, and then I'm going to talk you through whilst I do it as well. Controlled breathing is where you don't hear a sound, and that comes with practice. So don't worry too much. Just don't breathe in quickly, don't breathe out quickly. I don't want you to be dizzy in any way. So take a natural, slow breath in your nostrils. And when your lungs are 95 to 98% full, I want you to hold your breath. And then I want you to now let some air out. Hold your breath. Let some more air out. Hold your breath. Let some air out. Hold your breath. Let the rest of it go. Okay, let's do it again. Take a deep, natural breath in through your nostrils. Hold your breath. Let some air out. Hold your breath. some air out. Hold your breath. Let the rest of the air just flow out. Let's do it again. Natural breath in. Hold your breath. Let some air out. Hold your breath. Let some air out. Hold your breath. And let the rest of the air. Empty your lungs, and when your lungs are empty, naturally breathe in. You can do it again, or you can just naturally breathe out. Naturally breathe in, or naturally breathe out. So it's really important that when you are breathing in and your lungs are filled, you can hold for like 3 seconds and then let some air out for 2 seconds. Hold for 3 seconds, let some air out for 2 seconds. Hold and then let the rest of the breath out. Okay? Or you could hold for 2, let some air out for 2, hold for 2, let some air out for 2. Okay? It definitely depends on you and what you're comfortable with. And maybe you might need to learn to just take some breaths in, take some breaths out as you go along before you do the exercise, okay? So it's up to you. Now, like I said, this is for relaxation. You could do it if you suffer with anxiety or panic. It takes your mind off the thing that's making you anxious or panicked, and it gives you a center of focus. It's not, I don't want it to you to use it as a safety behavior. And if you're not sure what safety behaviors are, I suggest you can have a look at it online, or in a nutshell, these are behaviors and techniques that are used as a coping technique, but it can actually be worse for the disorder if you have anxiety or low mood or depression, etc., in the longer run. A safety behavior, for instance, could be that someone who has panic attacks has to leave the house either meeting someone or with somebody. In the short term, it might reduce their levels of intensity of panic, but in the long run, it's making them think that if they don't meet someone or have someone when they're leaving, something bad will happen. So that's what it is in a nutshell. They're not helpful in the long run. Okay, so we've got that breathing technique out the way. Now, if someone is experiencing anxieties, high levels of panic, it's naturally going to make them feel down. On the flip side of that, if someone's experiencing high levels of low mood and depression, it's going to make them feel anxious and self-conscious. So, what are the things that we could do with low mood? Now, when it comes to low mood, everybody is different, even though they might present with similar things and they can relate to someone who's experiencing the same symptoms. Everybody's individual. So I'm just giving you a generalized terminologies, right? So it could be a feeling of fatigue. It could be a feeling of just feeling fed up and irritated constantly, which irritation can overlap to the anxiety as well. It could be that you don't want to engage in tasks, whether they're domestic tasks or things that you used to enjoy. All right. And what I would encourage for someone to do is do something they find pleasurable or they find enjoyable that's not unhealthy. Something that's going to help them feel more like themselves. And it depends on who it is it's everyone's different, right? So if it's going for a walk, people say, "Oh, just go for a walk," but actually, there's something quite profound in going for a walk, especially if you can go for a walk in a field or where there's a lot of greenery. That's not always accessible to everybody. But even if you just walk around the block, what you're doing is you are engaging in an activity that is allowing your endorphins to think, okay, I need to be fired up. My muscles are moving. I need to do something, right? So that in itself can initially make you feel, "Oh, I really don't want to get up. I don't want to put clothes on. I don't want to shower." What do you mean? Get up and go for a walk. But after you've done it, you're never going to feel worse. You might feel exactly the same or slightly better. And, 5 minutes has passed, 10 minutes has passed, depending on how long you've done that walk for. That's just an example. For more examples, for working with me, please plug into me, send me a message, contact my social medias. There's more to it than that. We do experiments, behavioral experiments, psychological thought processes. We do quite a few different things. I want you to be a scientist of yourself. Anyway, peace, prosperity, like, subscribe, share.